That doesn't stop me from loving. And when I see another woman hurting, I have to share my story. You're not the only one, you know.
So when this Economic Development Center came up, when Miss Sanderlin came over here one day, I got her immediately put at our annual resident meeting so that she could talk about it was the reunion at that time. And I got an opportunity to meet people like, you know, sometimes you're looking at the TV or reading a magazine, you say, that's an interesting sister, an interesting brother. Well, I have met them because of this center.
There's not a lot of HBCUs that have women's centers.
To have contact with the people, it's a resource. It's a resource in itself that if I know something, if there's a voting situation, name it, you can find the resource at the university in that women's center typically.
Now, where would we be if we were to lose the women's center?
I think we would be doing ourselves an issue, an injustice.
If Norfolk State University lost the Women's Center, I think it would be a travesty, and I'll give you a couple of reasons. Number one, there's no university now that is on the cutting edge of education that does not have a Women's Center.
You know, it's disheartening that there's a chance that there may be no Women's Economic Development Center here next year. I don't think anyone's going to really realize the impact of that until it's gone. I think it's going to affect the university because now there is not a centralized location that is dedicated to helping women.
The loss of the Women's Center at Norfolk State University would be detrimental to the growth of the community and the education of the hub community in which we serve.
I hope that we are able to keep this vital program here. It's a shame to see it come to where we have to, you know, you shouldn't have to beg for something that's a necessity. You shouldn't have to beg for something that if anywhere else it would be a natural part of the program, a natural part of the conversation. If we were talking about athletics, we wouldn't even be sitting here.
Well, it will affect it tremendously. I just happen to serve on the recent Sisters of Step committee to bring the 2016, and we bought the Boss Network. I mean, Boss Network CEO Kamika Smith is located in Chicago. How would you bring someone like that caliber to this community if you did not have a center?
The college life on campus would be different without the Women's Center due to the fact that it empowers young women. And so without this opportunity, I would speak for myself, I would be walking around purposeless.
Norfolk State University was founded by the community, for the community, by the community.
And it's very important that we keep a women's center here for a place for our students to continue to have a place to go for resources.
If the Women's Center did not exist anymore, it would actually take us back several steps regarding the progress we made to even bridge that gap between university and community.
So when this goes away, who's going to be the advocate for the inner city woman? Who's going to be the advocate for the woman that wants to start a business? Who's going to be the advocate for women everywhere here in the Hampton Roads saying that, you know, we need an opportunity at the table? And so I think it's going to be a huge impact, and it's going to be a huge loss, and no one's going to realize it until it's gone, because there's going to be no programs, there's going to be no voice here in Hampton Roads, there's going to be no voice here on this campus.
And if it goes away, where do we send these young individuals? Where do we send them? Where do they go? They're hungry for information, and I think right now we have a tool in place or opportunity for them to get exposed, and that's the Women Economic Development Center here at Norfolk State University.
Without the Women's Center, I feel like women would get discouraged more.
I wholeheartedly am just
thankful and appreciative of the opportunity to affect so many lives through this partnership with HUD and Norfolk State University. It is my sincere desire that HUD will continue to have and foster relationships in not only HBCUs but other colleges across the campus, particularly HBCUs, because our funding is totally different and our limitations are greater than some of our sister institutions. So I am hopeful that HUD will really consider, through watching this video and looking at the testimonials, that they will consider extending or continuing funding to the HBCU campuses.